You know, I've been working with men your age for many years now, and there's something I've noticed that breaks my heart every single time. It's watching a good man, a decent, hardworking, loyal man, completely miss the moment when a woman opens her heart to him. Not because he doesn't care, not because he isn't paying attention, but because he's looking for the wrong signals entirely. See, most of us grew up believing that when a woman falls deeply in love, she'll announce it. She'll say the magic words. She'll make some grand gesture. We expect fireworks, dramatic declarations, maybe even tears of joy. But that's not how real love works for most women, especially the mature, emotionally grounded women you're likely meeting at this stage of your life. Real love, the kind that lasts, doesn't announce itself with trumpets. It whispers. And today, I want to help you hear those whispers before they fade into silence. Let me start with something that might surprise you. There's a specific moment in every deepening relationship when a woman decides whether you're a safe harbor or just another passing ship. And the way she tests this isn't by asking you direct questions, it's by offering you something fragile, something she's never given lightly before. Most men, good men like you, completely overlook these offerings because they seem so ordinary on the surface. A comment here, a story there, a pause, a look, but underneath, she's handing you the key to her inner world, and whether you pick it up or walk right past it determines everything that comes next. Now, I'm not talking about manipulation or games. I'm talking about the natural, human way that women protect their hearts after decades of life experience. By the time a woman reaches her 50s, 60s, or 70s, she's learned some hard lessons. She's been disappointed, maybe betrayed, possibly taken for granted. She's not going to throw her heart at just anyone anymore. So when she does begin to let you in, it happens in layers, quiet, careful layers. Let me walk you through what that actually looks like. The first thing she'll share is a memory she's never told casually before. Not a funny anecdote from her childhood, not a lighthearted story about her first job. I'm talking about something that still stings a little when she thinks about it. Maybe it's about a time her father let her down. Maybe it's a moment from her marriage when she felt invisible. Maybe it's a wound from a friendship that ended badly, or a dream she had to give up. When she shares this with you, her voice might get quieter. She might look away. She's not asking you to fix anything. She's asking, will you still see me the same way if I show you this part of me? A lot of men make a crucial mistake here. They immediately jump into problem-solving mode. Well, you should have done this. That person was wrong. You need to just forget about them. But that's not what she needs. She doesn't need a coach or a fixer. She needs a witness. Someone who can sit with her in that memory, without flinching, without judging, without minimizing. When you do that, when you simply listen and say something like, that must have been really hard for you, you're telling her, your feelings are safe with me. And that, my friend, is the foundation of everything. The second thing she'll share is doubt about herself. Now, this one catches a lot of men off guard because the women you're meeting now, they've lived full lives. They've raised families, built careers, survived losses. They seem strong, confident, together. And they are. But every woman, no matter how accomplished, carries private insecurities she rarely voices. She might mention, almost offhandedly, that she feels like she's not as sharp as she used to be, or that she doesn't like the way she looks in certain lighting, or that she wonders if she's interesting enough. When she says these things to you, she's not fishing for compliments, she's testing the waters. She's asking, if I'm not perfect, will you still want me? This is where your response matters more than you might realize. Don't rush to contradict her. Don't say, oh, don't be silly, you're beautiful. Instead, acknowledge what she's feeling. Say something like, I hear you. I think we all have those moments, but I want you to know I love spending time with you just as you are. You see the difference? One response dismisses her feelings, the other honors them and reassures her at the same time. When she can share her doubts with you and feel accepted, not dismissed, she starts to believe you're someone who can handle all of her, not just the polished version. The third thing might seem odd, but it's incredibly significant. She'll share comfortable silence with you. Most people dread silence. They think it means something's wrong, that the conversation has died, that boredom has set in. But here's what I've learned over the years. Silence is only uncomfortable when you don't trust the person you're with, When a woman can sit beside you without saying a word, when she can ride in the car with you, watch the sunset, or simply share space without needing to fill every moment with talk, that's a profound sign. It means she doesn't feel like she has to perform for you. She doesn't have to entertain, impress, or keep your attention through constant effort. She feels at home with you. Think about it. When you're truly comfortable in your own house, you don't feel the need to keep talking to yourself. You just are. That's what she's offering you, the gift of just being. And if you can receive that without getting anxious or trying to fill the space, you're showing her something powerful, that your love doesn't require her to earn it every moment. The fourth thing she'll share is her future, with you in it. This one's subtle, but once you notice it, you'll see it everywhere. She'll start talking about plans that extend beyond next week. We should try that new restaurant in the fall. I was thinking we could visit my daughter next spring. You'd really enjoy this book club I'm part of. Maybe you could join us sometime. She's not just making plans, she's weaving you into the fabric of her life. Women who aren't sure about a man keep things vague. They talk in hypotheticals. They avoid making commitments too far out. But when she's confident in what you're building together, she naturally includes you in her tomorrow. She's saying, without saying it outright, I see you here. I see us continuing. If you hear this, don't brush it off as casual chatter. Respond to it. Affirm it. I'd love that. Let's plan on it. That sounds really nice. You're telling her, I see a future with you too. The fifth thing she'll share is the story of how she was hurt before. This is big. When a woman tells you about a past betrayal, whether from an ex-husband, a former partner, or even a family member, she's not complaining. She's drawing you a map of her heart and showing you where the landmines are. She's saying, this is where I was broken. This is why I sometimes pull back. This is what I need you to understand about me. A lot of men get defensive here. They think she's comparing them to someone else, or they feel like they have to prove they're different. But she already knows you're different. That's why she's telling you. What she needs is your patience, your gentleness, your willingness to understand that healing doesn't happen overnight. When you listen without defensiveness, when you say, thank you for trusting me with that, you're showing her that her past doesn't scare you off. You're showing her that you're strong enough to love someone who's been hurt before. And that is deeply attractive to a woman who's lived a real life. The sixth thing she'll share is her unfiltered self. You'll know you're seeing this when she stops trying so hard, when she shows up without makeup and doesn't apologize, when she tells you a ridiculous story that makes her look silly, when she sings off-key in the car or admits she binge-watched a trashy TV show. She's letting down her guard. See, most women spend a lifetime managing how they're perceived. They've learned to edit themselves, to be pleasant, to smooth over rough edges. But when she loves you, really loves you, she stops editing. She lets you see the quirky, imperfect, beautifully human version of herself. And your job? Delight in it. Laugh with her. Join her. Show her that the real her is even better than the polished version. Because when she feels loved for who she actually is, that's when her heart fully opens. The seventh thing she'll share is something most people find unromantic, but it's actually deeply intimate: her financial reality. Money is one of the last taboos. People will talk about their sex lives before they talk about their bank accounts. But when a woman starts being honest with you about money, whether she's financially comfortable or struggling, whether she's worried about retirement or managing debt, she's letting you into the practical, unglamorous side of her life. She's saying, I'm not just sharing my heart with you, I'm sharing my whole life. This only happens when she sees you as a true partner, not just a romantic interest. She trusts you won't judge her. She trusts you'll understand. She believes you're in this together. And that's a level of trust that goes beyond butterflies and date nights. That's the kind of trust that builds a future. Now, here's the final thing, and this is the one that changes everything once you understand it. The deepest thing a woman will share with a man she truly loves is her fear of losing him. This is the ultimate vulnerability. Think about it. From the time women are young, they're taught to be strong, independent, self-sufficient. They're told not to be too needy, not to seem desperate, not to give a man too much power. So admitting that she's afraid of losing you, that goes against everything she's been conditioned to protect. She might not say it in those exact words. She might show it in other ways. She holds your hand a little tighter after a disagreement. She checks in more often when you've been apart. She gets quieter when something feels off between you. She's not being clingy or insecure. She's showing you that you matter so much that the thought of losing you genuinely frightens her. When a woman reaches this point, she's all in. She's stopped protecting herself. She's stopped holding back. She's placed her heart in your hands and trusted you to be gentle with it. So here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Women don't love loudly, especially not women who've been around long enough to know what real love costs. They love carefully, quietly, deeply, and they show that love not through grand gestures but through trust. Every time she shares a painful memory, every time she lets you see her doubt, every time she sits in silence with you, every time she includes you in her future, every time she reveals an old wound, every time she lets down her guard, every time she opens up about money, and every time she shows you she's afraid of losing you, she's saying, "I love you." Not in the way movies taught us to expect, but in the way real, lasting love actually works. Your job isn't to fix her, impress her, or solve her problems. Your job is to see her, to hear her, to honor what she's offering. Because when a woman feels truly seen by a man, that's when she gives him everything. If this resonated with you, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. I create content like this every week to help men like you build deeper, more meaningful connections with the women in your lives. Not through tricks or tactics, but through understanding, respect, and emotional intelligence. Because you deserve a relationship where you're valued, and she deserves a man who truly sees her. Let's keep learning together. Take care, my friend. And remember, love isn't loud, but it's always worth listening for.